So guys, the 4 aspects of competitive skill are going to be aim, building, editing, and fighting. Those are the 4 kind of mechanics that I believe that every player needs to have mastered when they're going into these competitive tournaments and when they're trying to pop off in them. In order to be at the highest level of competitive player, to be a really good competitive player, you do need to be good at all 4 of these. So in today's video, I want to go over one map for each of the different mechanics. It's going to be creative maps that you guys can use whenever you want in order to practice, warm up, improve all of these skills. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video. Let's get right into it. So to start off, I want to go over my most important mechanic. This is going to be aim. Now for this, I'm going to be going over the Clix Aim Trainer. The code for this will be in the description, as will all the other codes for all the other maps that I go in this video. However, in my opinion, the Clix Aim Trainer is really one of the best aim trainers in the modern day, simply because it offers a variety of different drills that are actually translating into competitive play. My favorite thing about this map is that it gives you a first-person perspective, so it's almost as if you're getting KovaaKs for free. I think that's an extremely important attribute that not enough people are focusing on. The first person aspect of aim training, in my opinion, is what truly makes you good at tracking, flicking, click timing, all these different things. Speaking of all those different types of aiming, this map is extremely good because it has different drills that are under the names of categories like tracking, flicking, target switching. All those different aspects of aiming, you can find different drills that work for you. There's over 30 drills on this map. They actually have the new weapons, which is something that you don't see in a lot of new aim trainers. The new weapons are actually in this map, which is really good. And also, I think that this is truthfully one of the smoothest aim trainers that doesn't have that much lag, that doesn't have too much glitches with the zombies and the bots that spawn. I think it's just super valuable to have an aim trainer like that. And Clix's Aim Trainer is perfect for this. One more thing that this map does, guys. This map does offer you the ability to have an aim duel against a bot. I think that having an aim duel against a bot is perfect because if you don't have another player to aim duel against, if you don't have another person that you want to queue up against, a bot's movements are very random. They're literally computer generated, so their movements going side to side, jumping, are going to be completely at random, and crouching as well. That's going to make it really, really hard for you to predict where they're going to move based off of them being a real player. That's going to improve your tracking and your overall anticipation of where their movement's going to be. But that's going to be the aim map that I'm going over. Let's get into the building map. For the building map, guys, I want to go over Teadoh's Training Island. Now, truthfully, guys, there is really just one really good type of building that you guys should all do. That's obviously going to be free building. However, I also wanted to include a map that works on your nitty-gritty little mechanics that everybody seems to forget about when it comes to building. Teadoh's Training Island, guys, it does have a free building area. So you guys, I'd recommend you hop in there. If you're going to use this map for anything of that sort, you can go into this free building area. You can obviously free build as much as you want on pretty low input delay. You can go and you can tunnel, you can practice any different mechanics you want, side jumps, pretty much everything. However, guys, something else that Teadoh's Training Island actually provides to you guys is it does provide some different edit courses, tunnels that you guys can do. And yes, I know that is more focused on the editing mechanic. However, it is there if you want to do it, and it's not really going to be on too many other edit maps. That's not really going to improve your edits. That's more so going to improve your consistency of those edits. Let's say that you guys are flying through a tunneling endgame. You guys are going to need to do a bunch of different edits in a row. That's what you're going to be able to learn how to do on this Teadoh's Training Island. However, if I were to recommend what you guys should primarily be using it for, that would be free building. Practice all of your different mechanics, your retakes, your side jumps, all of your different wall replaces, your piece control tactics. You can use stuff like Raider's Piece Control practice map and even other edit courses. However, I would really recommend this for practicing your raw placement mechanics. This is what's going to make you a fast free builder. This is what's going to make you have really good, solid mechanics. They can be flashy, but they can also be smooth. You can choose what that is when you guys are actually practicing. But overall, I think Teadoh's Training Island is the best mechanical practice map right now. Moving on to editing, this map is actually a personal favorite of mine. I think it's very simple, yet it's really, really helpful for your editing. This is going to be Xanax60's edit course. The biggest feature of this map is that it's going to have little crosshair placement features. So what that means is that as you guys are doing the edit courses, as you guys are running through all the different aspects of this map, there's going to be little markers on where your crosshair should be to have the most minimal movement for an edit. I think that's extremely valuable because not only will it improve your edit speed completely, it'll save a lot of wasted time and wasted mouse movement. It makes it more likely for you to hit your shots after you make an edit, makes it more likely for you guys to have better movement after you make an edit and not have your mouse slide off to a side of the screen that might interrupt your gameplay. Having good crosshair placement and editing is everything, so I think this map is one that really works on that to a T. In my opinion, the reason that this edit course definitely outclasses other ones is because there's not a bunch of unnecessary quadruple edits that you have to do with no direction. It's more so just very basic edits that you have to do, but you need to make sure that you're going slowly and you're following the crosshair placement markers because that's what's going to ensure that you guys are actually editing correctly. That's an extremely important attribute of how you guys are supposed to be playing, especially in game and also in fights. So that's why this map is something you guys need to do very consistently. When I was trying to learn how to edit faster, when I was trying to get really good mechanics, ZenX60's edit course was, in my opinion, the best map for improving my edit speed. Having better crosshair placement allows you to actually have better edits, even if it doesn't feel like it. So I'd recommend everybody gets on this map and practices it. And now guys, the final map is going to cover the fighting aspect of competitive. I've gone over this map plenty of times before, but I cannot stress how good enough it is, and actually it recently got an update. This is going to be finest realistic 1v1s. Now if you guys are curious as to what this map actually is, basically it's 2 players with a realistic amount of material, so that's going to be a little bit less than 555. It's going to have realistic weapons and very probable amounts of ammo, heals, health, all that stuff. You're going to be thrown into a game and you're going to have to 1v1 another player. However, recently there's an update to the map in which one player is on the offensive strategy, one person is on the defensive place, and they're going to be fighting in that sense. The map is literally going to put you in those 2 scenarios and you're going to have to fight from that angle. Now what I believe this truthfully does that helps out a lot of players, it allows them to learn how to play defense, how to play offense in fights. This makes it a lot easier for you guys to understand how to play based upon your situation. Yes, there may be some times where you guys have an equal advantage on the fight. One of you does not have the advantage over the other. And in those situations, you get to decide, hey, do I want to play defensive or do I want to play offensive? You have to learn what you like based off of doing the realistic 1v1s in the defensive and the offensive perspective. Keep practicing both and then see which one you like more, and then start resorting to that in-game when you are actually in fights in which you guys are both equal at the start of the fight. Now what I think this 1v1 realistics really does is that I think it should serve as kind of a warm-up for you guys. Before you hop into your ranked games, before you hop into your tournaments, play 1 round, which is going to be 10 games of this finest realistic, and I think that will generally warm you up very well, especially with the new update for in-game fights. As long as you try and you're not kind of goofing around, you're not getting distracted by anything, as long as you actually give it your full attention, that should make you very prepared for the in-game fights. But if you guys like these 4 maps, please look in the description, they're all there. And that is it for this video, guys. I really enjoyed making it simply because I think that creative maps really are a lot more complicated than people make them. There's so many people doing all these crazy edit courses, these crazy movement courses, which are beneficial in very specific cases. However, I think narrowing it down to the 4 basic mechanics and practicing them in 4 different maps and doing that completely for everything, for your warm-up, for your practice, and even to cool down at the end of the day, I think that's how you're truthfully going to improve at the game. Be sure to let me know if you guys have any video ideas on what you want me to make this season. You guys can just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to check it out and definitely consider making those videos if possible. I would really appreciate it, guys, and it's really helpful to get your guys' feedback. But that is about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.